Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another video. So in this lesson we're actually going to start work on implementing the block function for the player. However, for testing purposes we're actually going to start in the opponent AI. And bit like we've done before, we're just going to add some code. Now this code's just going to be for testing. So I'm going to come in the void update and I'm just going to put the usual comment. So I'm just putting testing, delete before build. And I'm going to put the code actually in between here. So in that case we can actually make an if statement, open and close brackets. Inside the brackets it's just going to be simple input dot get key down, open and close brackets. Inside that second set of brackets choose a button. I'm just going to use T for testing. It doesn't matter which one you use. But then just below I'm just going to actually put a line in where we change functions. So I'll just come and copy one of the lines from one of the other voids. And I'm going to change the state it changes to let's have a look. So I'll use the opponent high kick actually for this one. And I'll just quickly save that off there. Let's come to now the opponent idle. We're going to uncomment this line where we change function, and we're just going to move that return statement below. We'll set this to opponent high kick for now. And we'll just save that off. So that's the code we'll need just to make things easier for us when we come to testing. And now we need to open the player one movement script. And as always we need to start by creating some variables. So you can put these any way you want. I'm going to put mine here. We'll just copy one of the animation clip lines. And we'll just change the naming convention to player one blocking anim. And we'll change that in the inspector also. So let's have a look. I'll put this one here. These can be of type private, although you can always make them public if you need to experiment later with the values, or just to check things are all working. But anyway, we're going to create a new vector3 called underscore position difference, and we'll put in the comments defines the difference. Yeah, let's say in position between player and opponent. And this time we need to create of type float. And we're going to begin the same position difference, x-axis, and again we'll just put this quickly in the comments. Let's say difference, the difference, let's say on x-axis, and then I'll put between player and opponent. Now this one I am going to make public for now, because this is the one you will probably need to actually experiment with the values. So this is going to be the position difference modifier, and I'm going to start with a value of 1.5. Now this is a pretty good value to start with for testing, but I mean I will have to tweak that value, and so will you, so please just be aware of that. And I'm just putting this defines the modifier value for the position difference in the comments. And after that we need to create one more bool. So again, you can put this anywhere. I'm just going to put mine here for now. Underscore opponent is attacking. And we'll close that off into the comments. Defines if the opponent is attacking. And let's come to the void start. Again, you can put this anywhere, but opponent is attacking. The ball we just created, we'll just set that to false on startup. And that's the variables taken care of, so let's just save that for the moment. And now we need to create a new state. So again, you can create the state anywhere within the enum. I'm going to put mine there. And I'll put it in the same place in the switch block. So I'm just going to copy one of the case blocks and paste it in. And we'll just swap out for the player blocking. So we've got a red error, as we always do. It's not a problem, it will disappear once we create the actual void. So we need to put this somewhere. Let's have a look here. So, in fact, I'll create it here. So we need to type private void. We're going to use the new function, player blocking. We'll open and close brackets. We'll open and close again. And as always, we'll copy in one of the debug logs. And swap out the naming convention. And we'll actually need to create another void below this. Private void player. We'll just use blocking animation. I probably will move this to the bottom of the script later, with all the other animation blocks, but I'm just going to put it here for now just to make things easier while we're actually creating these functions. We'll keep them all together. So I'm going to call this new function within the player blocking void. And of course, I'm just going to say that I'm going to call that function in the comments. And let's just copy an animation line and we'll paste that in to this function. Obviously, we're just switching out to the player blocking. Player 1 blocking anim. And we're going to put that we're crossfading in that particular animation. So this what we're going to do later on is actually pause this animation. So if the player's attacking, the opponent's attacking the player, providing you keep holding back, the player will remain in the blocking stance. but we're going to do that later. For now, we're just going to get some more functionality in place. So if open and close brackets, opponent is attacking equals false, let's come to the end of the line and we'll open and close brackets again. And I'll just get that in the comments. In fact, let's leave that for now. We'll actually create another void. So let's put private I enumerator. And this is going to be block timing. And just thinking about it, it probably will be better to get this in place now. So inside the I enumerator, I'm going to put yield return new. Wait 4 seconds, open and close brackets, close the line off. Inside the brackets, I'm going to use the value of 0.5f. Now, this value is perfect for me, and I know it's perfect because my blocking animation would be equal to 1 second. I'm wanting to pause it mid animation, so half second would be absolutely correct. Obviously you will need to check your own animations and just check the length of the animations themselves. So just see how they run and how long they run for. You will want a value of a half. That's very important. So I'm going to put wait for this. Many seconds. And then I'm going to pause the animation. So I'm going to use player 1 anim. Now this is a reference to the animation controller, so just be aware of that. And then we're going to open and close brackets. Actually, they should be the square type of brackets, and what we want is the player 1 blocking animation. Again, we have to use .name, and then come to the end of the line. We're going to say .speed, and we'll make the speed equal to 0, and we'll close that line off. Then set block anim speed to 0. Yeah, I was going to, in this lesson, actually get some more code done in the functions, because obviously we're going to need code in the walk left and walk right function, but I think it will be better actually getting this part of the code finished and in place first. So let's do that. So basically, once my animation is halfway through, we're going to set the speed to 0. That's equivalent of pausing the animation. So what we need actually is, we'll need to start that coroutine. So let's just get that into place now. So block timing. And with that in place, we'll now come back to this if statement. So what we can do is, if the opponent attacking is equal to false, I actually want the player one anim. In fact, let's just copy this line. No need to do it again, so let's just copy that line. We'll reset the speed back to 1, that's the default. I'll actually copy the start coroutine function, and I'm just going to change start to stop. And again, I'm just going to copy a line where we change state. So I'll paste that in, and I'll just reset that back to idle for now. And let's save that off there. So we'll go through this. Basically, we'll start implementing the code later, but once this function's been called, the opponent attacking should be set to true, so we'll skip this. It will call the blocking animation function. So this function is called, and it starts to play the blocking animation, but also starts this function. When the animation is halfway through, we'll pause the animation by setting the speed to 0. So that's how these blocks work. So I hope that you understand how these three blocks are going to work together. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments. But I think we'll leave it here for this video. We'll pick this up in the very next lesson. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope to see you next time. And until then, as always, bye for now.